Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, F&M's in Grand Bahama meeting today with party leader and Prime Minister Hubert Ingram over the firing of former Housing Minister Kenneth Russell. What transpired in that meeting? Well, we've got the story. Good news for teachers, and it comes just in time for Christmas. BTC also making waves with its new flagship store. We'll take you inside tonight. And he's putting the Bahamas on the map in an area unfamiliar to many. Tonight we feature a young Bahamian doing some big things. Stay close. The Bahamas Tonight Sunday edition starts right now.
Covering the islands of the Bahamas, ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight.
It's great to have you with us for the Sunday edition, everyone. Happy holidays to you. I'm Clint Watson reporting tonight. The big story all day coming from the nation's second city, where all eyes were on the governing Free National Movement. Prime Minister Hubert Ingram and leaders of the party joined those on the ground to meet with party members and supporters at Christ the King Hall. Their mission to bring clarity to the many questions surrounding the firing of Cabinet Minister Kenneth Russell. A packed hall spilled over to the outside as some described what was supposed to be a private meeting as a mini rally. By the time it was all over, it was standing room only as F&M leader and Prime Minister Hubert Ingram addressed party supporters in Christ the King Hall in Freeport this evening. The F&M leader met with party members to give an account of the events leading up to the firing of High Rock MP and Minister of Housing Ken Russell from the cabinet of the Bahamas. The F&M leader said the party is in search of new talent, and some time ago it was decided that the party will not run Russell in High Rock this time around. The Prime Minister indicated that he gave the job of notifying Russell to Deputy Prime Minister Brent Simonet, but he said Simonet returned with a message from the High Rock MP containing profanity and that he decided to take the job on himself. According to Ingram, he then met Russell and placed an offer on the table, but the then housing minister said he needed some time to decide, and an offer was placed on the table. But the Prime Minister said the matter took a new twist last week Saturday when at a meeting on Grand Bahama, a High Rock supporter was able to discuss an investment project slated for the East that had been turned down 4 times by the cabinet. The Prime Minister said after that meeting he then told Ken Russell that what had happened was improper and could result in his firing. He said following that incident, Russell made several public statements, and he then contacted Russell and requested a meeting, and that it was when the housing minister was fired from the cabinet. The Prime Minister said what he did wasn't personal, but he did what any Prime Minister worth his salt would do. He said while Russell's recent statements to the media offended him as F&M leader and Prime Minister, he said he doesn't take it personal and will never do anything to hurt Russell, because he said his political foes at the PLP and not former Housing Minister Ken Russell. Well, good news to report for teachers tonight. It was about 2 weeks ago when officials and members of the Bahamas Union of Teachers proposed to strike during what they called strained negotiations with the government for a new industrial agreement. Well, today there appears to be some breakthrough. Opal Roach has more.
We have some good news to share with members of the Bahamas Union of Teachers. 900 of those at the maximum of their salary scales for 2 years or more will receive a lump sum payment this month. That payment will be equivalent to an increment. According to a press release from the Teachers Union, this is the increment announced by Prime Minister Ingram during the budget communication in May this year. Union President Belinda Wilson is pleased that this payment will be made to 1/4 of the union's members, saying some of them have not been able to receive an increment for up to 9 years because they were at the max of their salaries. Meantime, Wilson says the union's collective bargaining agreement 2010-2013 seeks to address salary scales, and they have proposed a 15% increase over a 2-year period, as well as new scales. They urge government to begin negotiations, saying they are aware of the economic times which affect all of us. The Teachers Union thanks the Prime Minister and the Ministry of Finance for the payment to a segment of its members and expects to engage in fruitful negotiations on the financial aspect of the union's agreement in short order. I'm Opal Roach, ZNS News.
Well, the Union of Tertiary Educators of the Bahamas, UTEB, is expressing disappointment with the government of the Bahamas and the official opposition for the way they went about with the recent tabling, debating, and passing of amendments to the College of the Bahamas Act in Parliament. In a statement today, Union President Jennifer Isaacs-Dotson feels parliamentarians showed a blatant disrespect for the three unions at the College of the Bahamas when the unions and other stakeholders were not consulted on the proposed amendments prior to their being tabled. By proceeding with these amendments without having consultative meetings with UTEB, BPSU, PMU, and COBUS, she feels this is a lack of commitment to having true social dialogue on the issue. Dotson also says there were other amendments they would like to have seen had they been included in the dialogue. In crime news tonight, a 53-year-old Haitian national being questioned by Grand Bahama authorities who say he was found with a large quantity of cash and drugs. The bust taking place in the Lucaya area last night. Officers went to an apartment complex in the Midshipman Road area around 10 o'clock where they discovered close to $600,000. They also found suspected marijuana valued at $7,000, a pistol and ammunition. Meantime, while they were searching that apartment, police say they observed a 49-year-old Jamaican national in the courtyard of the complex acting suspiciously. They searched him and found that he had overstayed his time in the Bahamas. Both are in police custody. Investigations continue. Authorities here in the capital issuing an all-points bulletin for 24-year-old Andre Wallace, also known as Muggs. He's considered armed and extremely dangerous. An all-points bulletin was issued for Wallace back in October, but police have yet to find him. Police want to question the First Street Coconut Grove resident in connection with the murder on Palmetto Avenue off East Street, which occurred Thursday, September 15th around 6 o'clock in the morning, and the death of the female discovered on rocks at Blue Water Key on Friday, December 2nd. Wallace is described by authorities as standing 5 feet 9 inches tall with a dark brown complexion and medium build. Anyone with information regarding the whereabouts of this suspect is asked to contact the Central Detective Unit at 502-9991 or 502-9910, 919-911, or as always, you can call or visit your nearest police station. Well, 5 people are detained in a hospital tonight after being involved in 2 separate shootings here in the capital. Police confirmed the first incident reportedly occurred around 9 o'clock last night on Dorset Alley off West Street, which police claim resulted in 2 men being shot. The victims were taken to hospital by private vehicle where they are detained in stable condition. Now, as you can see on your screen, the second shooting reportedly occurred around 5 this morning at Club 30 on the Tonic Williams-Darling Highway, which resulted in 3 men ages 33, 37, and 40 years old being shot. Police say the trio remains in stable condition in hospital tonight. Well, 4 males are in custody assisting police with investigations into the country's 119th murder and Abaco's 3rd for the year. The incident took place in the area of Sweetings Village Friday night after 7. We're not sure of the circumstances surrounding the incident, but police say he was shot multiple times. Now, the victim was taken to the clinic where he died. He has since been identified as 44-year-old Claude Collins of Mary Susan Drive, Marsh Harbor, Abaco. And ahead in the Sunday edition, they guarantee to give you an experience that's revolutionary when you walk in. BTC opens its flagship store, and they're excited about the launch of new top-of-the-line services and products. The story when your news leader comes right back.